welcome to the Stranger Still podcast. I'm Kathleen.
I'm Miles.
And we are just too excited to not say anything on the eve, New Year's Eve, Stranger Things Eve of the series finale of Stranger Things.
We just got to shake a little bit of energy out into these microphones here. We are pumped, just like the day before Christmas, which I know it's last week, but whatever.
Well, it is the day before New Year's Day.
That is true. And speaking of which, we are not going to see the finale until New Year's Day.
It's awful.
That was part of the reason we want to do this podcast, is just to tell you all that we won't be posting until the night of New Year's Day. You know, some people might
into the wee hours of the night.
Wee hours of the night. It's because I have a show on New Year's Eve. I'm in a cover band. We do play Clash, Should I Stay or Should I Go? I'll be wearing my WSQK jacket.
As will the whole band, which I'm so pumped about.
The entire band bought the WSQK Target exclusive. What do you call those? Like starter jackets? Like
I don't know, but they look
80s.
good.
They do look good.
They do look, and you guys all look good in them.
At least I do. The other guys are ugly. No, I'm just kidding.
If you're in Western Washington, come to the Arcadian.
Yeah, we'll be at Conway, everybody. But I think we wanted to first and foremost just say we will be posting an instant reactions. It's just going to be less instant.
Oh, gosh. So we're going to be staying off of all social media until we walk into the theater at 4 p.m. on New Year's Day.
Pacific Standard Time. We'll be 10,000 floors below sea level in a bunker. We must stay away from spoilers.
So we will be radio silent.
Are you? But right now we can talk freely.
Oh my gosh, I just have
Are you nervous?
I have so much nervous energy. I'm like bursting. I mean, every 10 minutes, I swear, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we have to wait. We have to wait for the finale.
I know this wait has been weird
and brutal.
Because it's like we didn't do this for any of the other seasons, watch the penultimate episode and then wait for the finale. And I kind of actually think that's the detriment of Stranger Things, like the experience, because you're supposed to just roll into it.
Right.
We should have just got this, like, it's one big movie, #one big movie.
Yeah.
But I know I won't feel that way when we're sitting in the seats waiting to watch the finale, but
I mean, I will say I came out of Volume 1 and Volume 2 like really excited about Stranger Things. I thought it went really well. Then I went online and I saw so many people are upset, but I think it's like what you said, Miles. Yeah. I think people just wanted to see the finale and had to wait.
Yeah, and we're kind of spoiled as Stranger Things fans. Like,
we've always been able to binge it.
Yeah, and we've always been able to binge it. Yes, that's true. But also, we've never ended on an episode that wasn't an all-time classic. Like season 1 finale, all-time classic. Season 2 finale, all-time classic. Season 3 finale, the best episode of the series, in my opinion, the Battle of Starcourt. Season 4, we end on Massacre of Hawkins Lab and Piggyback. Both epic episodes. And then in Volume 1, we end on Sorcerer, which is one of the biggest. This is literally the only time we haven't ended on a top 7 episode of the entire series. People are feeling that. Like, think about if we had to wait for Battle of Starcourt. What people would have been saying.
I can't even think about it because we didn't have to.
Oh, but I could absolutely. What people would have been saying about that cabin scene. Remember when Jonathan grabs the axe? They see the meat flare coming down the driveway. Like, if we didn't have Battle of Starcourt to kind of wash that away.
The irritation that Will told everybody the meat flare was coming after he was already there.
Yeah. That would have been just ripped to shreds online. But just honestly, just stay offline. That's my advice to everyone. Okay. Just subscribe to the podcast. Our podcast.
Oh, yes. Ours, please.
And the other podcast.
Others too. Yeah, there's a lot of great
Radio
ones.
has a great one out. A reactions podcast that she just put out into the Upside Down podcast. They've been doing great stuff, and I'm sure they will put something out quickly. Starcourt Food Court.
They're all
we got
so
a lot
amazing.
Of friends, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's just so great to hear everybody else's perspective. I haven't listened to the Ham Radio one yet, so I'll be listening to that soon. I love that one.
I think you'll like it. I'm thinking about Lost today.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I was kind of going back. I used to have a blog back in 2010. Yes. Don't everyone go look it up at once. You don't want to. I was very young, but
I don't know. I think it was good. You've read me little snippets here and there.
I honestly, I really loved Lost, and no other show has quite given me this feeling, this night before feeling. Like I was reading some of my night before Lost things where it's like, this is the last moment of my life where I don't know how Lost ends. I'm feeling that with Stranger Things right now.
You saying that this is the last moment.
Yeah. And
before the end.
The other thing I was interested about my blog is that I was stressed out in the final season of Lost. I was so stressed. I was so worried about what people were going to think, worried about the online stuff. I was worried about that. And I was nervous that it wasn't going to end well. I was constantly checking how much time do we have left.
So you couldn't really absorb it?
I couldn't really absorb it. But when I rewatched it a few years later, it was sublime. Lost is a little different because you almost need a rewatch because it's so complex. I think that's actually the problem with that show. But remember when I rewatched it and I got all that guff because I cried 8 times.
I don't think I gave you guff for that.
I know I did. I cried with Hurley and Desmond and everything. And then you were like, didn't cry at our wedding.
Oh, that's true. It wasn't guff for the fact that you cried. It was that you cried multiple times at Lost, yet you didn't shed a tear at our wedding.
But I love you more than Lost.
Thank you. I needed to hear that. Thank you.
I don't know. Do you have a show that is makes you feel that way? Or you're thinking about today?
Oh, that makes me feel that way? Probably maybe Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
I loved Harry Potter. Grew up watching it, reading it. Amazing, of course. All you Potterheads can relate. One thing that this does remind me of is Friends. I had we kind of in our adult lives, maybe less than a decade ago, decided to rewatch Friends. And I had seen so many of the episodes, so many, except for the last season. Probably the last several episodes I hadn't seen. So we watched the entire series of Friends. And then we watched those last few episodes, and it was this sense of sadness at the end, knowing that, it was over and we're never going to have any more. So with Stranger Things, I've really been just trying to be in the moment and love every second of it, which is also why I've really stayed offline as far as Stranger Things goes.
Yeah.
I don't want to read anybody's disappointment. I felt so good at the end of Volume 2. I still do. And I want to carry that feeling through the finale.
Yeah. Well, there are many people enjoying it, and we're definitely some of those. We can't do the Friends thing with Stranger Things because that would mean not watching the episode New Year's and just waiting for, what was it, 10 years?
I don't even remember. It was a long time.
Game of Thrones is another one that gets thrown around. We didn't really I don't even actually. That's not a right one because we didn't even know when it was coming out. Season 8. We loved the first couple seasons, but we had kind of drifted away from Game of Thrones. I remember being like, does Game of Thrones come out this year or not? Meanwhile, Stranger Things were counting down every second.
It was so different too because it doesn't have the level of heart that Stranger Things has.
True. I think Game of Thrones had already kind of shown its hand that it wasn't going to be a good final season or finale because
the final season itself wasn't that great.
That's an understatement.
The finale was awful, but the whole season, the whole final season was.
Yeah. Well, they had written so many checks that they never cashed, and they get to the end of the season and if Stranger Things was going to pull a Game of Thrones, Vecna would have died in the second episode, and we'd be battling Dr. K for the rest of the of the season. I'd guess Star Wars maybe a little bit. Rise of Skywalker is on my mind. I'm nervous. That devastated me. That's one of the worst things that has ever happened. But I still love Star Wars. But I just. You can't do anything like Rise of Skywalker, and you got to set the egg timer because I can't talk about this too long. But you can't go for cheap thrills and ruin the core strands through your story.
Yeah,
and we've talked about things that could be like that, like Will dying as a victim, 11 being evil, and the kids being surprised by that. Those things are things that would ruin the rewatch of the show, and I don't think Stranger Things going to do anything like somehow
Agreed.
Palpatine returned.
I have so much trust in the Duffer Brothers. I feel like both Volume 1 and Volume 2 have been outstanding.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of the resolutions they've already had so far, which I won't go into because we meant this to be a really short podcast.
I know. I think we're still clocking in at 15 here. We got a couple theories we've seen that we want to just kind of shake out our nervous energy and laugh at a little bit. And then I'm going to close with an epic poem.
And I'll start with the theories because as I said, I've been trying to stay off social media and avoid everything Stranger Things.
This is all in good heart and good jest here.
Somebody tagged me in a theory that was just so awful to me. I hope nobody else thinks this is as awful as I don't know. But somebody suggested that Kali is the Mind Flayer and has been the Mind Flayer this whole time. And I'm thinking, what? Like, that's so out of left field because of her need for vengeance, that they think that has like caused her to go bad and that she somehow...
Yeah, it's like Kali's angry. Who does that remind you of? The Mind Flayer. It's like, okay, well, you're drawing...
Oh, gosh. I just thought that was so wild. And I'm glad that of all of the theories that came at me, it was some, crazy one like that. Yeah. I don't think that'll happen.
A theory I saw was that the whole thing is a Dungeons and Dragons game and that we will just pan out and then it will be that original game that they were playing and that, Karen is just trying to get them going here. But that would rob us of all stakes. One of the criticisms of Lost, not to bring up Lost again, is that people think the island was a dream. It wasn't. People, it was what happened on the island actually happened, but people thinking that if that was true, that would be, I understand why they would feel that as a betrayal because you've invested, like Jonathan and Nancy crying in the goo room means nothing if it's all a D&D game.
Yeah, all of those connections, all of those relationships, all the like heart behind that would be gone if it was just a game. It would definitely be sad. So we're going to end our podcast today with something really cool. Miles has written a "'Twas the Night Before Stranger Things" poem, and it is so good. We're just going to end it there, and we're going to say goodbye from there. We'll be back New Year's Day night for our reactions to the finale. All right. Bumblebee. 'Twas the night before New Year's, and all through the school, not a creature was trying to eat Barb at the pool. The portals were closed when Joyce turned the keys, in hopes of delight from purple palm trees. The children are tubed behind the meat wall, with visions of Henry snapping them all. Nancy with her shotgun and Steve with his bat, we settled into meat flayer goo with the rats. Then, at the lab, a light fluctuation. I thought mornings were for coffee and contemplation. The Pinto peels out. Should I stay or should I go? The boys turn on the Heathkit Ham Shack radio. Eddie shreds the solo. Obey your master. Jonathan, can this station wagon go any faster? Angela snickers and Ashley Klein snitches. You hear me? She'll kill you, you sons of bitches! Outside, at the junkyard, there's an ominous fog. A grisly off-screen death for all the demodogs. Then, what to our wondering eyes does appear? Bitchin' 11 with her slicked back hair. We knew it was our ego-loving telepathic teen, vaporizing demogorgons. She calls out to her team, Dungeon Master Mike, Bard Dustin, Will the Wise, Ranger Lucas, Zoomer Max if we need to drive, Rockin' Robin, Alexi, Murray's fingers are like arrows, Delightful Derek, Chrissy, Bob Newby, superhero. To the top of Cerebro, Dustin knows what to do. Welcome to the never-ending story, Susie Pooh. The party is ready for the big fight. Happy New Year's to all. And to all, a good night.